Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sandra and I'm an illustrator and calligrapher based in Houston, Texas. And I had an incredible 2022. So let's talk about what I want to do for 2023. So first off, Happy New Year. It's been a few weeks since I've posted anything. I've just been working away like a little worker bee that I am, and I haven't had really a lot of time to kind of sit and think about things, but I took some time off just to think about this year, to think about the types of things that I'd like to work on, the types of projects that I want to try to take on. And I've come up with just a few things that I think if I work my way towards those 3 steps, then I can accomplish so much more this year. So before I talk about my 2023 goals, I want to do like a mini recap of 2022. I've seen a lot of artists do this in their videos recently. Well, technically the videos are like a couple weeks old. Is it too late, by the way, to say Happy New Year? It's like January 17th. But since I haven't talked to you guys in a while, I figured why not. But like I said, there's a bunch of artists that I support and illustrators that I follow on everywhere that did this on their videos, like Emily Harvey, Catnip Studios, Lacuna Moon, Fizz and Flourish, like so many different ones. And so I thought I would just share my thoughts for this year of things that I want to work on, but also remember that I did accomplish quite a bit during 2022. This was my busiest business year ever. I've only been in business for about 3 years now, and I have been trying to build up my shop, my store, my audience on YouTube and Instagram and Patreon. But I also have another side to my business, which I don't talk about so often, but it's the service side of my business. So I do offer graphic design services, web design services, publishing. Apparently now I've fallen into the land of editing and publishing books. And I have done 4 of them. So in this past year, I think I did 2 more. I did 3 in 2021. And those are things that I've realized from just the sheer volume of people surprised when I say that I do those things. I'm realizing I really don't talk about that at all. And it's really bad. So this isn't really a goal, but one of the things I need to work on more is talk about what I do. Not just what I want to do, but also the things that I actually know how to do, because I never know who needs that service until I hear them ask if I know a graphic designer or if I know a web designer, and I'm like, hi. So we're gonna get that together. But anyway, I had a really good year. I think I served 35 clients in 2022, which is insane to me. I'm sure some of them are repeat clients. But I basically had 35 contracts last year, and my business did probably 5 or 6 times more than it made the previous year, which is insane. It doesn't feel like it to me, but I haven't realized that it actually did really well. And this, most of that is from service clients, so like websites, logos, book publishing, invitation making, like portraits, things that I've done kind of off to the side for people. I need to celebrate more the things that I've done, and be proud of those accomplishments and not be shy about sharing what I do and talking about them. So I'm doing my best. Hi, Sandra, I'm gonna have a problem. Like, I'm doing my best. Leaving all that aside, that was last year. 2023, I have one massive plan in mind, which I will tell you over time, but all it includes is me drawing a lot more. So my very first goal of 2023 is to get back to drawing regularly. And one way that I'm gonna do that is every month I want to give myself some kind of personal project to create something that has nothing to do with my shop, because I pressure myself into making these incredible things that are going to become these incredible products or these incredible collections that I'm gonna sell. And if I don't reach that level that I've put in my head for myself, or if I don't reach the expectation that I have in my head, then I'm super disappointed, and then I slack off for like 3 months, so we can't have that. So the trick that I'm going to use is to use everything in my studio. I want to really practice using things that I haven't used for a while, art supplies that are still in boxes, things that I've never unwrapped since I bought them. I'm sure all of us have some of those. I really want to practice that part of it and make it fun. So I'm gonna try to make it into, I'm gonna make it into like a mini series here on YouTube, where it'll be, I can't figure out a name for it yet, but my friend Nula did this in her video, like on the moon. She's created a reading journal, and she's got like one spread that's all about reading her shelf, I think she called it, and I think she saw that from someone else's video, but I can't remember the person's name right now. Basically the gist of it is, before buying any new books, read whatever you have on your shelf that you've never read. And I'm applying this to myself because I'm always trying to buy new art supplies when I have loads of them here that are still in boxes that I should be using. So I need to stop that addictive behavior, the addictive behavior of just buying more art supplies, and make myself use what I have. So that's gonna be it. I don't know what I'm gonna call this series, but basically each month I want to pick something I haven't used that's on there or in a drawer on a cabinet. I have all of these sketch pads that are like brand new, they have all their pages still, watercolor paper, I have calligraphy paper, I have marker paper, so tons of things that I can be doing. And so as part of this goal of drawing more this year, I want to be able to do that using that stuff, because that means I don't have to stress myself out. I could just grab something and make something, literally that simple, and then I'll just show you what it was for that week. So fingers crossed we get it done and we have 12 new things by the end of the year. I'm gonna try not to look at it like that, because that will stress me out and scare me, but I want to do my best to at least try to do that once a month. I hope I can do once a month. The next goal that I want to work on in 2023 is my discipline. It's not really discipline, I think the right word is consistency, and I have had this goal every single year since I've started this business, but I didn't really give myself steps to actually do that. I kind of had steps in mind, but I never really implemented something like an actual physical thing that I did to make that happen. So this past year I wanted to be consistent, and I try to teach myself to be disciplined in my tasks. So whatever task I had to do for that week, I try to be really good about writing things down, checking them off, getting things done, like crossing them off my list. And a lot of times I would get sidetracked with everything, literally like a cat. Like, you point something at me and that's it. I'm like, oh, what's happening over here? What's happening over here? And I'm so distracted. So I try to be really good at following the Pomodoro method. If you don't know what that is, I mean, you can just Google it. It's so simple. It's basically you set a time limit for a task and you only work on that task until the timer goes off. I'm probably really generalizing this because I never really researched what it was. I just heard, I think Catnip was doing this like a couple years back. I heard her mention something about it, either in a story or on a video, and it was just in the back of my mind, but I never really used it. And so this past year there was a time when I had the craziest, longest to-do list of all time that was like 3 pages long, and I just thought I can never finish all this. And so I thought I'll group these into things I can do in 10 to 15 minutes. And what I did is I set a timer on my phone for 15 minutes and I literally just went one at a time. Right now I'm going to put away all the stuff, and I would just run around my studio putting everything back where it goes. And then I would do another 10 minutes of just cleaning everything, vacuuming, sweeping, cleaning surfaces, like that. 10 minutes, done. Another one would be sort out all these markers. 10 minutes, boom, done. And I realized while I was doing it that way that I could get so much more done than when I think, all right, today I'm going to do these 5 things, and then I end up distracted with 5 other things and I never get anything done. So this year I want to do more of that. I really want to discipline myself in my tasks, especially when it comes to recording for YouTube, editing for YouTube, planning my posts and content for Instagram and Patreon, drawing things ahead of time that I know I need for products, because I'm always late when it comes to seasonal products and things like that. So I think if I give myself enough time to plan and to actually have a list of to-dos, then I can use the timer and the Pomodoro method effectively and really just go a step at a time and get stuff done. So we're gonna attempt that out with this big massive project, because it'll require a lot of steps. Are you dying to know what it is yet? I'll tell you later. And the final thing I'd like to do in 2023 is I'd like to publish something else. So I kind of teased earlier that I have this massive project. I still won't really say what the massive project is here, because it's not finalized and it's really very much still in the, you know, running thoughts stage. But I really have this dream of publishing something really cool this year, and it will require really drawing consistently throughout the year, really honing my skill, really, you know, fine-tuning my discipline, and actually following through with these things. So the first two goals technically will help me accomplish the third goal if I can be really diligent with everything and be very wise with my time management. I think it can be done, and I think it can be something really special. And so I can't wait to tell you more about it. Hoping as I slowly come out of the brainstorming phase, that you'll be seeing bits and pieces of that throughout the year on this channel. But if you're in my Patreon community, you will definitely know what it is, because I am going to announce it first thing when I get back on Patreon February 1st. So yeah, I had taken a small break from Patreon for the month just to kind of organize my thoughts and my plans and just be ready for the year. So if you're, you know, impatient and you can't wait to know what it is, please join Patreon. I'd love to have you there. That's where I kind of work things out, get polls, ask for tips on what I'm working on, like, does it make sense, do you prefer it this way or that way, things like that. I usually do that there. When I published my zine, my patrons were a huge part of me selecting, you know, even some of the layouts of the pages, how I made the cover, all of that stuff. They were apprised and they helped me through. So that's one of the things that I think it's going to be where I do most of my brainstorming this year, and almost everything I'm gonna create for this hopefully published piece at the end of the year is going to be designed on Patreon for the most part. So yeah, I'm gonna probably publish that after this video, so just be on the lookout in a couple of weeks for my new Patreon video. It'll be a short video just explaining what Patreon is and what you could get from my actual community, like from my specific Patreon page. But as far as goals are concerned, I think I've rounded out all the ones that I had in mind for this year. I'd love to know what you guys are working on, and I've missed talking to you, so feel free to leave me in the comments. Just let me know what you're working on, one of the things that you're excited about creating this year, or tell me something cool that you did last year that if I haven't seen, I can go back and find and look. So I hope you all have an amazing year. Let's go knock this out of the park. I'm very excited for the year. It's already been off to an incredible start. If you don't know what I'm talking about, find my Instagram page and go look at what I did in the beginning of January. I am still on a cloud, so it's awesome being back on here again. Thanks so much for following my journey. Please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss anything that's coming up next. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.